Hello, everyone. My name is Candace Smith. Thank you so much for tuning in to Pasco Connect. I am so excited. We have such a great conversation in store for you today. I'm excited to present the guests that are coming on today. These are community leaders. They are out in the community advocating for black rights, advocating for equal rights in the community. There's been so much activity going on, and we just want to have a place where everybody can come so they can know what's going on right from the people that are working behind the scenes. So tonight, I'm excited because we have the Black Lives Matter Pasco chapter that's coming in today. We're going to check in with them later on in the show. They're actually out right now live on Main Street in Newport Richey. And so we're going to check in with one of their leaders, Christina Bonita. So I'm super excited about that. I'm inviting you all to call in today. I sent out a link for you all to be able to call in if you have questions, any concerns that you want to put out there. There's a lot of opportunity for everybody to share and express how they feel and see the changes that they want to see in the community. And so that's what this platform is all about. It's all about advocating for your rights in the community. So I'm excited. We have the president and vice president of CADSI, Bill Dumas, and oh my gosh, Frank Roeder. Yes. They're both in the building today, and we're going to pull them up in a minute. But first, I would like to introduce my co-host. His name is Marlo Jones. He's the president of Pasco Young Revolutionaries, and you might have seen him featured on Tampa Bay Times. They've interviewed him quite a bit to talk about his activism in the community. So I'm super excited to have him on today. Hey, how are you? Marlo, you there?
Yes, I'm here, Candy.
Great, great, great. So Kenny, I can't get this picture off. Hold on one second.
Which picture?
It's the community talk one. Which
What
one
one?
is it? I don't
That's
know.
one on one.
Oh, okay. All right, there we
Hello,
go.
everybody.
Kenny, y'all may hear me call on my son Kenny. He's really the brains behind all of this. So y'all may hear me call and say, Kenny, how do I do this? He's 18 years old, and we do this as kind of like our homeschooling program, digital media. So he's learning all of the back end. So y'all be patient with us, please.
Yes.
How you
Hello,
doing
how is
today?
everybody doing?
Good, good, good. Good. So I'm glad that you're able to come on today. I know we're all kind of still quarantining, but in the midst of that, there's still a lot that's happening in the community. So go ahead and talk to everybody about the Pasco Young Revolutionaries and what they do and what they're about.
Well, hello, everybody. My name is Marlo Jones. I'm the president and founder of Pasco Young Revolutionaries. And it is an organization where we are engaging the next new generation of activists, leaders, and really trying to let everybody understand the importance of voting and getting out there and being willing participants in the change that they wish to see in their community. So what we want to do is we want to inspire those kids to come be a part of that process, learn about the political system in their local communities and how they can effectively make change. That's what we really like to do.
All right, cool. So I guess we're ready to go ahead and bring on our first guest. We're going to talk with the president and the vice president of CATSI. So we're going to bring on Bill Dumas. He's the president of CATSI. Bill, if you want, you could go ahead and unmute your phone and tell us a little bit about CATSI and some of the things that you've been doing in the community.
Okay, again, Bill Dumas, and the CATSI is Citizens Against Discrimination and Social Injustice. But before I go on, I want you folks out there, I want you to grab a pen and paper. I'm going to give you some information, and I want you to be ready to write it down. Again, Citizen Against Discrimination and Social Justice is an organization that assists folks who are suffering or have been afflicted with an act of discrimination. They essentially make a complaint to us, and we follow up on it. We may take their complaints to a review board, or take it to an attorney. We try and rectify that complaint until the person is satisfied. Not in all cases, but all cases are not discrimination, and we've had some of those. And you see Frank there. Frank is our vice president, and he is more than capable. And I'm so happy to work with him. Together, he and I have done a lot in Pasco. But essentially, what I want to let you folks know tonight is that we are planning an activity on July 18th at 3 o'clock. And if you have your pen and paper ready, I'm going to give you a location. And that's going to be over in Wesley Chapel, Meadow Point Boulevard, and Birdsley Drive. Again, Meadow Point and Birdsley Drive. We are going to have a memorial funeral march. And that march is on behalf of those people who have been killed, those black people who have been killed by police officers. We want you to come out. We want you to join us. We're going, as I said, we're going to have our funeral procession. You will remain in your vehicles, and we will start from that location by vehicle, by car. We will follow a hearse to a second location, and several people will speak, and including myself and Frank and Marlo. And I mentioned to you a few moments ago that you should get a pen and paper because I want to give you some information. I want you to be able to contact us. I want you to contact CADSI. You can contact us just to say hello, just to say we support you, I support you. CADSI. Phone number is 813-907-2925. Again, 813-907-2925. If you would rather email us, you can do so. You're going to email us at CADSI, that's CADSI.org, CADSI.org at gmail.com. If you are being affected by an act of discrimination, housing, employment, with the police agency, etc., contact us. We're here to help you. There is never a cost for our services. Mm-hmm. We appreciate you. We want you to be respected, as all citizens should be respected, and we will step forward and we will assist you to the very, very best of our ability. And we have been successful in many, many cases. In fact, just before the virus issue started, CADSI had brought together approximately, and I'm not going to be absolutely correct by this, but I think it was perhaps maybe 19 or somewhere around that area, about 19 other organizations in Pasco. We brought all these organizations to one table. And the reason we came about was to attempt to have a human relations office in Pasco. Now understand, when you come to Citizens Against Discrimination and Social Injustice, we assist you, but it's not in a legal capacity. It's not recognized by government. So we want you to have a mechanism of taking your complaint to an entity that is recognized by government, and most importantly, have the force of government. So consequently, we want a human relations agency in Pasco. We reached out to the county commissioners, Pasco Sheriff's Office, thus far, they seem to be not ready to have this sort of agency, but we're going to give them a push. We're going to give them a push because they know it's right. They know Pasco needs a human relations agency, just as Tampa, St. Pete, Orlando, and any other municipalities. We need a human relations agency. We need the force of government behind us, so that if you're discriminated against in any form or fashion, be it employment, housing, etc., you have a mechanism of seeking redress. Now, Dan, I'm gonna get back to the issue of this funeral procession. We're calling it a memorial funeral procession. Again, I want you to understand where we're gonna be. I want you to understand that because I want you out there. Again, we're gonna be in our vehicles. You can stand near your vehicle or stay in your car. Okay. This is going to be totally automobile procession.
Okay.
And we will follow a hearse around certain areas of Pasco. We will meet again at Meadow Point Boulevard. That's Meadow Point Boulevard and Beardsley Drive. If you do not get all the information tonight and you want to come out, join us, use the phone number I gave you. Call us. 813-907-2925. Thank you.
And Bill, I'm going to put that number in the description box so that anybody that comes across this post, they'll be able to see your number. And I already put a link to your Facebook page on there. Organizations like Bill is very important because sometimes when people are in certain situations, they don't know what to do. A lot of times people just don't say anything. They just allow their rights to be infringed upon. But, Bill is in the community offering his services and help free at no charge to have somebody in your corner and have them have your back. So any thing you want to add to that, Marlo?
Thank you very much, Bill. I appreciate you. And
you, Marlo.
You're very, very passionate about all of this, and I'm happy to know that you have such passion. But keep doing the good work that you're doing because it is not going unnoticed in the community. We all have a collective effort that we must undertake to get our goals accomplished because we, at the end of the day, need to make sure that all the goals that we're setting out will be accomplished. And we want to, at the end of the day, have a peaceful community where all of us are treated equally under the eyes of the law. We want everybody to be treated equally and fair. But we do want to bring in Vice President of CADSI, Candace. I'll swing it back to you so you can go ahead and bring in Frank Roeder, Vice President of CADSI. I'd like to go and hear from Frank at this time.
Hi, Frank. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Good. I know we haven't been able to personally meet, but it's nice to meet you. Thank you for joining us today. And thank you for your efforts in the community.
My pleasure. And I'm going to follow up on what Bill was saying about wanting to get a human relations office. One of the first things we want to do is to get a human rights ordinance for Pasco. Many communities have a human rights ordinance. Pasco does not. Pinellas County has one. Sarasota has one. Alachua County has one. Leon County has one. Some of those counties are a lot smaller than Pasco, but they have a human rights ordinance. A human rights ordinance basically guarantees that you have certain rights, whether it be dealing with accommodations and housing or employment. And we're pushing to get a human rights ordinance established in Pasco and not having a lot of success at this point, but we're just getting started on it. So it's going to happen. It'll just take a little bit of time and a lot of effort. And we want everybody to join us when we go before the county commission to let them know that the community of Pasco County, the citizens of Pasco County, want to have a human rights ordinance to have their rights protected.
So, Frank, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What do you need to do in order to get that done?
Well, right now...
Oh, you're muffled. The sound is muffled. I think where you have it set, their laptop is muffled. We can't hear you.
Yes, it is muffled. Basically, you want to get
muffled.
Sign it. And then
Hey, Frank,
If I can
bring it
piggyback,
up a little closer.
if I can piggyback on Frank, the way an ordinance would be done, how Pasco would have an ordinance, is simple. Pasco County Commissioners simply vote. We want an ordinance in Pasco that would protect the rights of citizens, people who work in Pasco, or people who passing through Pasco. You know, it's horrendous. It really is. Think about it. With more than 500 some thousand citizens residing in Pasco, we do not have a human rights ordinance. It simply says we are all in Pasco, we're equal, and we'll be treated accordingly. Pasco don't have one. Tampa has one, as I said. St. Pete has one, and it simply says, you will be treated in certain manners because you have those rights. We need it in Pasco. We want our county commissioners, and I'm hoping, and perhaps they are listening here, but I want those citizens out there. I want you guys who are listening to me now, listening to our voice. Send the county commissioners a letter. Call the county commissioners and say to them, we want a human rights ordinance that says in Pasco, we're all equal under the law.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Bill.
Okay, so
And you're right. We have been trying to do some things like that, but we have seen that lately in our nation and in Pasco County, there's a lot of things that have changed. The atmosphere has changed. So maybe, this time around, the county commissioners might have a different approach to it. So hopefully that can be something that can be accomplished in the future. Is there anything else that you'd like to say, Bill, in regards to what you have planned on the motorcade procession in Wesley Chapel?
Really, what I really want to get out there is that people should come out. Now, when Frank and I first discussed this, we were cognizant of the fact that the virus was causing many people problems, and we was concerned that we didn't want to put anybody in a precarious position. So we figured we needed to honor those folks, those black men and women who've been killed by police officers in this county. And yes, in this county. Did I say in this county? Yes, in this county. We have it right here. It's right at home, folks. We're not immune. We have people being killed in Pasco without explanation. And that leads me to the issue of Jerry Brown. Jerry Brown was a black man who was unarmed and killed by a sheriff's deputy. In fact, he was shot by 2 deputies. There's a question as to whether or not this was a justifiable shooting. Thus far, we are finding that it was not. But what's horrendous about this is Sheriff Naco is being silent. We haven't heard from him. I said, and I thought about this. I thought about the young man that was arrested and was accused of being a terrorist. I remember that before that man was in jail, before Sheriff Naco was making a statement about that man. I remember another individual. She said that their statement was that she led police officers on a high-speed chase around Pasco. Immediately, there was comments from the spokesperson in the sheriff's office. There were statements by the sheriff. What I'm doing right here, I'm asking Sheriff Naco make a statement about Jerry Brown. Deny or not that you told the people of Pasco that Jerry Brown refused to follow deputy's instruction, and he reached into his right pocket. That was the statement, and I understand and I read. That's why he was shot. I read the report. I read the 66-page investigative report.
Okay.
So I want you, Sheriff Narco, make a public statement. You've been silent on this matter too long.
Thank you, Bill. We appreciate you talking about that. We have been following the Jerry Brown case here at Pasco Young Revolutionaries closely, and we know and we hope that the state looks into it, and whoever needs to look into it, so we can see the full scope of what actually happened to Mr. Brown, because we all have seen the video by now. So thank you for bringing up that great topic. Now, what I'd like to do while we still have some time.
If I can add this. To those who are watching this program now, CADSI sent a letter to Governor DeSantis asking Governor DeSantis to have this issue with the shooting of Jerry Brown investigated. I'm asking you guys out there, contact the governor's office and tell the governor you want the matter investigated. The citizens of Pasco wants to know what happened. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Dumas. Appreciate it, and keep us posted with any updates on the Jerry Brown case. Please share with us, and we will communicate that to our audiences. Now, I would like to also loop back to Frank Roeder. Frank, I would like for you to tell the audience who you are, how you got started with CADSI, and some of the things about you and your background. Frank?
I'm a retired educator from Pasco County. I spent 36 years working with students that had severe emotional behavioral disabilities. And since I've been retired, I started the United School Employees of Pasco Retired Teachers Group or Educators Group. And we've been very active in the community. In fact, we've given back almost 30,000 hours volunteer time to the community over the last 4 years. So we're out and about and involved, and just retired educators trying to make a difference.
Okay, awesome.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for your service and all that you've done. I know you work very hard with all the teacher unions and all of the educators in Pasco County, because education is the foundation for our children here. So thank you for everything that you have been doing on that front, Frank, and everything that you're also doing with CADSI. I'll turn it back over to you, Candace.
Okay, so I'm actually glad that Bill brought up the Jerry Brown case. I never knew too much about it because I'm just 4 or 5 years into Pasco County, but recently it was brought back in the news media because Tampa Bay Times released the video showing clips of what happened. And after that, there was another police shooting between deputies and a woman that they said shot at the police. And because of that, now the state will open investigations to all police shootings. And that's according to Tampa Bay Times. So hopefully, I don't know if that's going to mean that they're going to investigate Jerry Brown's case, but according to Tampa Bay Times, from here on out, the state will get involved with every police involved shooting. So.
But Candace, there's a catch to that. The sheriff's office must request the investigation. It would not be an automatic thing. The sheriff does not request the investigation, none would be held.
Okay. So the sheriff. What if the people demand that the sheriff investigate? Then what?
Then that means the sheriff has to listen to the people, have to listen to the citizens of Pasco. And you know that on that, Candace, Marlo, and Frank, I'm making a plea to the people of Pasco. It's time for you to step forward. It's time for you to make a difference. It's time for you to stop watching the news and saying, oh, wow. It's time for you to get involved. This country would not be what it is if not for Americans stepping forward, being active. So Pasco, please Pasco, step forward, be active, get in the fight. Be it politics, be it the education of your kids. Do you know they're trying to open the schools back right now? When the virus is at its worst, how many of you have children and have said nothing? How many of you have not picked up the phone and made a call and said, no, we're not ready? How many are you ready to join hands and say, we want to make a difference in Pasco? This is my home. Thank you.
Anything you want to add to that, Marlo?
I have seen that the Governor DeSantis has said that they do want to see schools reopen. I know the president has said at the meeting he had at the White House that he would like to see schools reopen. I'm following that one closely because I have young children, and it is of something of great concern, that the virus is at its worst, and teachers don't have enough funding as it is, and I don't know if the state is going to be equipping them with more funding to deal with COVID-19. So that right there is something that we are following closely, and any new detail that comes out about that, we will definitely communicate that to our audience and followers. But we definitely want to make sure that safety is first. We want to practice the social distancing and washing your hands, and wearing your mask when you're out in public, because Florida is seeing increases daily. It seems that these cases are coming back positive. So we do have to take all precautionary measures, especially with our children. So I hope the governor slows down a little bit and listens to the scientists and the experts, and not so much the president.
So, Frank, as a former educator, how do you feel about the schools opening back up?
I'm real concerned because what they're saying is the schools have to be open physically 5 days a week. And a lot of counties are thinking maybe 2 days a week in school and then the other days virtual or whatever. But to say all schools have to be open in August for 5 days a week, I think is careless. It's very, it's overwhelming. And that you had a chance to hear Fed Ingram, who's the president of the Florida Education Association. He was on CNN and he was on the Today Show, and he was bringing the same topic up. That we're not ready yet. Mm-hmm. And, again, it's going to be a lot of cost for teachers because teachers are going to make sure they have plenty of hand sanitizers, extra masks, and those kind of things. And who's going to pay for that?
Right.
Where's that money coming from?
Right.
So we're not ready.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think with Georgia going back to phase 1, I think it was Atlanta going back to phase 1 is like, it seems like we're going back. But all of these topics, I would love to know what you all think about that. For those that are out there tuning in, drop in the comment section what you think about the things that we're discussing. Thank you, Laura Manson, for tuning in today. She says hello from Pasco Young Revolutionaries. If you have any comments, if you have any thoughts, anything that you want to chime in and say, we're going to go ahead and let you. And also in the next hour, we're going to take some calls from people out there. So I'm going to open up that Zoom in a few minutes. We have about 3 more minutes left for this segment. Is there anything else, Bill, that you would like to say, or Frank, that you would like to say?
Yeah, I'm going to do that again. I'm going to ask people out in Pasco, call CADSI 813-907-2925 and say, I want to get involved in this or I want to get involved in that. I would direct you to some source. I want you to understand that Jerry Brown is not the only person who's been shot and killed in Pasco. As was just mentioned several minutes ago, a white female was shot under peculiar circumstances. And right now, I'm talking to family members of a white man who was shot, a mentally ill man who was shot and killed by deputies. As I sit here, folks, if they had followed procedures, the man would be alive with his mother, sisters, and brothers. So I'm asking you folks, no, I'm begging you folks, get involved in what's going on in your community, in your county. Without your involvement, there would be no change. So that's what I'm asking you. Take a stand, step forward. Thank you again.
Thank you, Bill, for that. Frank, anything you want to add?
Yes, I'd like to invite all former educators to get involved with us, with the United School Employees of Pasco Retired, because together we can make a difference, and we need you. So please think about it.
Okay, Frank, I'll get that information from you and add it to the description as well. Thank you guys so much for joining us for this segment of Community Talk with Pasco Connect and Pasco Young Revolutionaries. Thank you, Marlo Jones. Thank you, Bill Dumas. Thank you, Frank Roeder. I appreciate your support for Pasco Connect. Please keep us updated on your progress and the things that you have going on in the community. We want to let everyone know. I'll put that information about the funeral procession in the description box, and you can also go to pascoconnect.blogspot.com to keep up with everything that's going on in Pasco County. So thank you guys so much for joining.
Hello everybody, my name is Marlo Jones. I am the founder and president of Pasco Young Revolutionaries. You can always find us at Pasco Young Revolutionaries on Facebook. Please like and share our page. What our page is about and what our group is about is activism, voting, and re-education. Building a better future for tomorrow for all African Americans and people of color in Pasco County. We want to see our young children flourish in this environment that we are living in. Please be a part of the change you wish to see in your community. Keep fighting, the dream shall never die, and Black Lives Matter.
We are Tampa's premier first-class transportation provider because our number one focus is our clients. We do what is best for you, and that's why we have no hidden fees. We believe in providing dependable, comfortable, and reliable transportation for whatever life throws at you. Text or call today, 813-464-9083. Email mark@gototia.com. Book us for airport transportation around town or hourly services. We offer corporate rates, single rates, wedding parties, reunions. Tampa's first class transportation, 813-464-9083. Call us today.